Welcome to this video on killing verbs in the Hebrew Bible, focusing on semantic and translation analysis. We explore whether to kill is a single concept. Does the Hebrew language distinguish between types of death? And how do translations influence the meaning? Our methodology involves lexical analysis of Hebrew roots, semantic field theory, and comparison across the BHS, LXX, Vulgate, and Esperanto. We identify four key roots: rasa, murder; harag, to kill; mut, to die; and naka, to strike. The semantic field shows a hierarchy with mut, to die, at the top. Harag is general killing, rasa is moral/judicial killing, and naka relates to physical striking. The frequency of these verbs in the Bible varies greatly. Mut is the most frequent, followed by naka, harag, and rasa being the least frequent. An example using mut, to die, from 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 51. The translations vary, from the LXX using a verb meaning to strike down, to the Vulgate and Esperanto translating as to strike or kill. Exodus chapter 12, verse 29 provides an example of naka, which means to strike. Its core idea is a process leading to death, not the death itself. It causes the death of the firstborn. Genesis chapter 4, verse 8 is the first murder example, using, quote, harag, to kill. The translation in the LXX uses apoktino, and the Vulgate uses interficere, both meaning to kill or destroy. Comparing the texts of Genesis chapter 4, verse 8 shows the Hebrew, Greek, Vulgate, and Esperanto translations. Note the variations, particularly in the Greek and Vulgate versions. A key observation is the textual difference. The Hebrew Masoretic text does not include the phrase, "let us go out to the field," which is present in the LXX, Vulgate, and Esperanto. This is a classic example of a textual variant. The verb rasa, murder, is found in Exodus chapter 20, verse 13, the command, "you shall not murder." The LXX uses a verb meaning, "do not kill," and the Vulgate says, "non-oxides." This comparative table summarizes the key killing verbs: rasa, murder; harag, kill; mut, die; and naha, strike, showing their translations across the languages. Rasa signifies murder and refers to moral and judicial wrong. It carries strong ethical and legal weight, distinguishing it from general killing. Harag denotes direct killing and describes a clear, immediate action where one person kills another. The act and the result are closely tied. Mut focuses on the result, death. The act of causing death is in the background, as seen in the example from 1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 51, and he killed him. Nacha emphasizes the action and the result. It means to strike or to beat, and the visible process leads to death, as described in Exodus chapter 12, verse 29. This chart summarizes the four ways to kill in the Hebrew Bible. Harag is a direct action, mut focuses on the result, death, nacha on the process, and rasach on the moral wrong. Dr. L. Zamenhof, the creator of Esperanto, followed a strategy of minimalism, clarity, and reduction of synonyms. The result was simplification. In the Esperanto translation of the Decalogue, Zamenhof used the single verb mortigi for to kill and murdi for to murder. The Decalogue appears in two versions: Exodus chapter 20, verse 13, and Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 17. The original Hebrew text is identical in both, using the specific verb rasa. Zamenhof translated, quote, rasa as mortigu, kill, in the Esperanto version of the Decalogue, likely to preserve the simplicity of the Esperanto language, although it can also be translated as murdu, murder. The translation choice of mortigi, to kill, over murdi, to murder, is significant. Mortigi is a general term, whereas murdi highlights the moral aspect. Zamenhof preferred simple translations. The simplicity of Esperanto might lead to a loss of the moral distinctions found in the original Hebrew text. In summary, the four main Hebrew verbs for to kill show semantic depth. The Esperanto translation simplifies these nuances into mortigi, or murdi, according to context.